Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the telling, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it after all. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brace Yourself. I am Roseanne.
I'm Chris.
Nice. We are back. We had a week off.
1 week hiatus.
We will talk all about that a little later.
Yeah.
But we did.
You were busy. I was busy.
Yes.
We had a whole thing going on.
Yes, we do. We have a very exciting guest tonight.
Yes.
You know, my favorite genre of all time.
Yes, me too.
Broadway.
This is right in my niche.
Right in your wheelhouse.
I got questions for Mark.
We both have questions.
I have questions. I did some extensive research on Mark. I have questions to ask him, so I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Good.
Broadway, listen, it's not my forte. This is your genre, really.
Yeah, but you really,
I'm getting into it.
You
now.
are getting
I got
into
friends
it.
on Broadway now. Bolton, Buddy,
Yep.
Alex, and what's
Bill Maloney.
Bill Maloney.
With his animals. Yeah. So you've got friends. You got friends in high places.
I really do.
And yet we're still sitting in the wine cellar.
At least we're drinking wine. Which,
Yeah.
by the way,
Oh yeah.
this is
This is delicious.
This is a 2017 Napa Valley. This is a Joseph Phelps. This is a Bacchus. This is like one of their little specialty deals.
Yeah, it has like a serial number on it.
Yeah, it's got like a serial number. Why'd you pick this one?
I don't know. It looked expensive.
We'll talk about that after the show. Cheers, anyway. Great
Cheers.
to see you. We're back.
I know. I missed you.
I missed you too.
So I do
This
before
one's
we bring on our guest Mark, I do want to let everybody know that our actual email is now up and running.
Yeah, we have an email now.
The
Does that make this official?
It's official. The Brace Yourself Show at gmail.com. We actually got our first rejection letter.
True.
And our new email. It was the very first email I received, and it was a rejection letter.
Well, what are you gonna do? Not everybody wants to, people are busy. People have schedules too.
But
That was the thing.
So
now listen, it's not like we haven't gotten rejected
multiple times
before we had the email.
Oh yeah,
which is
absolutely
great.
100%. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. So let's bring on our guest today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Very interesting. I became friends with him on Facebook.
Excellent.
Which, Facebook has been such an amazing godsend to the Brace Yourself show. It really has.
It has.
It has. We've got a lot of guests,
yes,
a lot of connections.
100%.
So.
And this, he has a following.
Yes.
So maybe this is going to lead into the next great Listen, he interviews a lot of people.
He does. He's got
Why don't you bring him on?
I'm going to bring him on. So
intro.
here's the full intro. His name is Marc Tumminelli. He is the founder and director of the Broadway Workshop, artistic director of Project Broadway, and the host of Little Me, Growing Up Broadway podcast. Would you please welcome Marc Tumminelli? Hello.
Oh my God, I'm here. It's happening.
It is. It's happening.
Now, hold up. Whose wine cellar is this?
This guy.
And is it your pool as well in the opening video?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm waiting for my invitation.
Anytime.
So,
okay.
See, that's when we can start doing live shows.
Yes, we want to start doing live shows and actually have people so we can
a guest where you can be in and you could be having
you'd be having a little bit of this.
That would be a dream. I'm fully vaccinated, so maybe I should be on my way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Tuesday I will be. So we'll be fully vaccinated. And if you're vaccinated, you can be on the show, right? You know what? If you're not vaccinated, you can be on the show.
We won't get it. We're vaccinated.
So, God.
Listen, you forgot.
God help us all. Okay.
He's also a baker and an author.
Oh, a baker and an author.
Yeah. Did you watch his baking videos?
I did not see baking videos.
You're missing out.
Tremendous.
Apparently, I am missing out. But, in my defense, Mark, a lot of the show details, shall we say, are my responsibility. So I don't get quite as much research time.
Here we go with this now. What are you talking about? You've been off all week.
I've been busy. So, first of all, I want to talk about, let's talk about your baking, because I did not know about the baking.
Well, he's put out some baking videos.
Okay.
Right? And which one did I watch? I watched the bread one, which was really fun.
Bread. I don't know do we make Irish soda bread, maybe?
It was a gigantic loaf of something that it ended up. What was that?
Was it a cinnamon roll bread and I cut my hand half off?
Yeah, you cut your hand. That was like, I'm bleeding.
Okay.
No, so the baking show came out of the quarantine craziness. I decided to, the first week of quarantine, I bought a yellow cake box, like a box cake, Duncan Hines. And after we were quarantined for 1 month, I made that cake and I just documented it on Instagram and people really loved it. And so then that kind of turned into something totally different. And then my husband, James, and I would join me, and he's a little bit better, significantly better in the kitchen than I am. So it was like him kind of trying to teach what felt like having a toddler in the kitchen. And I don't have any time or mind for any of that. So, and then people really started to like it. And then people started sending stuff. And one day we came home and there was a stand mixer from KitchenAid, a $400 mixer that someone had delivered. I got a Barbie doll set. I got all these things that I was mentioning, people were sending to my house. So it was a really fun thing. And we did it for almost 30 weeks. And then I was like, okay, I think let's pull the brakes a little bit. And so now James bakes every week and I do specials. So we did a St. Patrick's Day, a Valentine's Day. We're going to do an Easter episode this weekend. So it's funny. People seem to like it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I don't think anyone intended.
I'm definitely going to have to go check out
he's got really good production value where it's edited and there's graphics and there's all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
we're missing that.
So check out Baking with Mark and James on YouTube. You'll find it. There's a lot of it. Yes.
So you have a production crew?
No, James is a very good editor. I don't do any of that. I know how to, but he will take this I don't know, it takes us 3 hours to make something, he'll take the 3 hours and turn it into 5 minutes. And it's mostly all the stuff you would cut out of a baking show is all we leave in. So it's
I love that. So I'm definitely going to check that out now. I will be checking out your baking. But I want to talk about your podcast.
Yeah.
Because you have had some really great names. And one name I'm very familiar with. You recently, Aileen Quinn.
Yes, Aileen.
So when did you start the podcast?
Okay. So the podcast launched in March of 2020. And I think I started recording episodes in February of 2020. And it kind of went really well. People liked it and our numbers were really good. And then COVID happened and I didn't know we had a studio, Broadway Podcast Network, that brought me on to do this podcast, has this beautiful, gorgeous studio on 52nd Street. And, I recorded the first 3 episodes there and then they closed the studio. And then I was like, well, then let's just wait till it reopens because who knew what would happen. And then after a month, it was clear that wasn't going to happen. And so we started figuring out how to record remotely. And then also I was really bad at it at the beginning. This is a skill, interviewing people and listening and being present and not really sticking to your script and all of that. So it took some time. So I kind of got all these episodes out during quarantine and people were listening. And by now it's old, what do they say? Old hat? Is that? That's
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you got more comfortable just being, are you doing it through a Zoom?
No.
How are you doing?
We use a system called Squadcast, and it's sort of similar to this. We can see each other, but only our vocal lines are recorded. And then when we edit this way, if I talk over someone, I could take myself out, or they can take me out. Or if I want to skip from here to here, it's just so clean. And so there's a lot of editing that goes into the final release that gets released every Thursday. And today I released the 42nd episode. And I have about 3 more that are going to come out. And then there's going to be a little pause because I'm working on a movie, which is very exciting.
Oh,
But I'm
Can
not,
you talk about it?
I can only say, oh, what can I say? Nothing. I can say nothing. I'm working on a very big budget movie that is being filmed in New York, that is with a very big movie company that people are familiar with. And you can guess, and I cannot. Like they sometimes make cartoon movies, but this is a live action movie. Okay. And there's
Disney?
like a mouse. Yeah. No, sure.
What just happened?
There's a mouse.
Yes, there's a mouse involved. So I'm working on a really, really fun project, and it all came together today. And I'm going to be sort of the on-set acting coach for the film. And so I'm doing that for the next 3 months. So it's going to be really hard to record the podcast. So it's taking a little bit of a hiatus, but we'll be back. I'll be back by July, I'm sure.
All right, that sounds very, very exciting. Now, we want to talk about you as an acting coach, but I first want to talk about you as an actor.
Okay.
Now, I tried to, and this is where my engineering skills are not so, my production value is very low, but you had posted a picture on Facebook for World Theater Day. And I wish that I could pull it up and show everybody. But was that
No. That was a picture of me at like 15. I look 9, and I'm in the Music Man in Oceanside, Long Island. And it was a scream. Yeah, I was playing Winthrop in the Music Man that was 1994, I think. And I've been performing most of my life, like you, Roseanne, and not to the quite of the level that you had, but I did some stuff, and then I kind of kept working for the most part. I skipped college and did a bunch of things and played Eugene in every production of Brighton Beach Memoirs and Biloxi Blues and Broadway Bound that ever happened.
I can totally see you as that 100.
Yeah, it was so fun. And then at some point it was not fun. I had done, I'll tell the very, very brief story of how I transitioned out of acting. Is I was playing Yonkers in Gypsy with Patti LuPone in Chicago. And then the show was coming to Broadway, but we all got fired because the director was changed. And so I re-auditioned for the part. I thought I was going to get it, and it went to someone else. And I was like, this is not fun anymore. So I just sort of quietly stepped back and started my business, which is called Broadway Workshop. And that blew up very quickly. So it felt like the thing that I should be putting all of my eggs in that basket. And I'm really, really glad that I did that. So that is sort of, I did a lot of stuff as an actor. I love being an actor. I love being a kid actor. I don't think there's like a better education. And also it's the scariest thing. Roseanne, I'm sure you can talk to that.
Yeah, it's definitely an education in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great education, because you are exposed to situations and people, and I traveled all over the United States, so I met tons and tons of people, saw so many places that I probably would not have seen had I not done that. So and I think my mother was a huge reason in why my experiences were so positive.
Yeah.
But I definitely can appreciate what you went through, because I kind of went through the same thing. I kept losing parts to the same person.
Okay.
And I finally just said, I think I'm just going to go back to high school. It was a lot. And it's not like, now you work with kids today?
Yeah, I work with kids mostly high school age, sometimes a little younger, but I teach everything from, audition technique to musical theater master classes I bring in big Broadway stars to come teach with me. That's how I initially met Aileen, who obviously starred in the movie of Annie. I brought her in to teach at Broadway Workshop when I first started it, and we hit it off right away. And I was very obsessed with the Annie movie. And as a kid, as most theater kids are, I'm going to show you something very embarrassing, but it's
that's fantastic.
I think, Roseanne, you appear. I think you appear on the back,
on the bottom,
or maybe the bottom. But I think you appear here, and you do. This is you, actually.
Very small, hardly noticeable.
This is like a really good. I bought this on eBay. This is not mine. I was not old enough at the time, sadly. But it's like a very well put together, maintained Annie lunchbox I bought on eBay, which is actually the queerest thing in the world, but I'm fine with it.
Hey,
So anyway,
Mark,
yes.
I just want to ask, so back up, because we're kind of jumping a little bit on terms of, I want you to talk about the Broadway workshop, what it provides, what it does, how you kind of started it. I know with Blake Ross, right? I kind of did a little
No,
research.
Blake Ross is my business partner for a different business called Broadway at Work, but that is very good sleuthing.
Yeah, so
He's good.
But just kind of talk about that, because I found some of that stuff really fascinating, what you do and what you're providing out there right now.
Yeah, Broadway Workshop is a year-round theater training program for kids between the ages of really 8 and up. We have master classes, workshops, summer intensives. We do big full-scale productions. And we are also the place where a lot of shows get workshopped before they are released to students. So we have had our hand in creating the student versions of shows like We Will Rock You and The Addams Family and All Shook Up and Curtains and Spamalot. And I write the adaptations of those shows before they're released. And that's a really big part of my job. And I love that. I love doing that work. And we've had about 70 kids on Broadway. They started with us and very quickly kind of made their leap from the classroom to kind of starring on Broadway. And obviously shows like Annie have been a really big part of my life because I've gotten a lot of kids prepared for that show. And, I've had Andrew Feldman, who is just Evan Hansen, Michaela Diamond, who is just the youngest of the 3 Shares, Presley Ryan, who is just in the star of Beetlejuice. So a lot of really amazing kids have come to Broadway Workshop, stayed with us, grown up with us, and then have had huge careers. And other kids have grown up with us and then done something totally different. But it's a really wonderful, safe place for kids to explore what is special about them, what is special about theater, and it allows them to kind of have like a real safe place to work and a really warm family environment. But it's also very professional. Like we run a rehearsal like a professional rehearsal. It starts at the time it says, it ends at the time it ends. It's my job to get the show done. I'm not one of these mess theaters where it's like the kids are there all night long and no one knows what's going on. It's like, we run it like it's a major Broadway show.
That'll set you apart from any of your competitors that are out there. That type of.
Yes, there are many Hot Mess Express youth theaters in New York and on Long Island where it's mostly money focused and it's not about what the atmosphere is. Right. And my focus has always been on what is the kids' experience, and the money is second. And I think that has led us to some really incredible programming. Luckily.
Now, do you do any sort of workshops or preparation for parents?
No, I kind of on purpose. I'm one of the few programs where the parents really trust and they leave their kids there and they come back and they pick them up. We don't have kids like living in the lobby in the way that a lot of other programs do, because I feel like it's the kids' journey and the parents are to support them. And it's not necessarily about the parent knowing every single thing that's going on. So go ahead, jump in on that.
Well, I meant more is how to be, like you said, a good supportive parent who's not going to, because I don't know if you know who Nancy Carson is.
I know Nancy is on my podcast. Yeah.
Okay. So she was on my show also. And she talked about how a parent could also sabotage a career. So I was just wondering if you were doing anything to sort of help support parents.
Yeah, we do a few things a year. We do a completely free industry showcase every year. And the parents are involved in the kids selected for that get involved in this 2-hour meeting about what to expect in the business. As part of the summer intensives, I do kind of a longer talk about what is expected and how you can help your kid or hurt your kid. So there's a lot of that information goes out. We just don't have a formal class that parents can sign up for, sadly, but maybe not sadly.
Maybe not sadly, but it's good that you at least address it, because it can be devastating for a kid to lose a job and it's due to no fault of their own, Yeah.
It happens.
I've worked with some real crazy parents.
I am sure you have. I am sure you have. Did you have a question? You had a question?
I wanted to go back. So the other business is what? Broadway at Work? What?
Yeah, so there are 2 other businesses that came out of Broadway Workshop, which is Broadway Events, which is corporate. I put together Broadway performers to do corporate functions, and we work with some really big.
This is what I And I found it fascinating that you can take a whole organization, do a corporate event, whether it's team building or whatever. And I'm sure you could talk to some of that. But I was like, wow, I wonder if I can bring my company there and we could go on a show. Like, talk a little bit about
how does that work? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's two folds to it. So one is that sometimes it's just entertainment. Like if you were having a gala and you would bring on 3 Broadway stars to do whatever. There's that version. And then there's the version where we are either in your office virtually or, a real life there. And we're working with teams about how to communicate better, how to be better, how to work with each other better, how to be better salespeople, how to be better on calls, how to be better, how to show up for work in a different way. And so a lot of that is through improv. A lot of that is through them telling stories to each other. A lot of times, like two employees who work together really don't know each other. They don't really know so to put them in a room together and say, you have to create a presentation for the other person and you have to include X, Y, and Z in it. And then they have to present it and like how we get in there so that they can be as free as possible. And we film it so they can watch it. So that is what Broadway at Work does. And then Broadway events is when we are coming into your office or coming into your law firm or whatever. And we are doing a performance or something as like a less team building and more like, congratulations on a great quarter. We've put together the cast of Hamilton to sing 3 songs for you. So yeah, I do so many things.
That's
Roseanne,
awesome.
Chris.
How does the team building one work? Like, I mean, because when you think, corporate and team building, Broadway is not the natural, like, oh yeah, let's put Broadway people with corporate and team build. And do you ever get like that, the people in the company who are kind of like, seriously, this is what we're doing?
Yes.
For sure.
We start the day and everyone's eyes are rolled this, 3 times around, 3 cherries and a, banana, like around their heads. And then as the day goes on, they start being like, oh, that was so much better than the last time I did that. Oh, and every once in a while, it's hard to win over like one sales guy who's like got his hand in his phone and he wants to sell. He's not interested in being, this other thing. And, it's a full day of an experience. And so we normally win them over by lunch. And then sometimes we're working with advertising executives and they're really game to play because they understand what it's like to have to try to sell their idea. And so it just kind of depends on what you're selling, what the company does, how game they are to play. But the reality is, Roseanne, I know you can say this, how much better are you at presenting because of your career on stage? How much better are you at communicating something because you spent your entire childhood performing? It's just
absolutely 100% as totally, because teachers, even though teachers get up in front of kids, most teachers are not comfortable having to present to their colleagues or put them in front of a room of kids, they're fine. Put them in front of a room of adults and they're, nervous. And so I've never had that, issue.
She's never been nervous, Chris.
No, not once that I know of. Not since I've known her.
So
basically, selling is acting. Is this what we're saying?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to rephrase that. I don't like that because that would be being false, right? So I am not. Right now, when I'm talking about my business, for example, I'm not selling it. I'm just telling you the truth about it. So it's just about figuring out that or how to make it, how you can figure out how you care about it in a way that makes you. So instead of being like, I'm not pretending I want to be here. I want to be here. So it's like, yes, I can also pretend I want, but it's like, how do we get that across? Because people can smell that from a mile away. You're on the phone with someone and you can tell if they're just selling you a product because they have to make a quota, or do they actually care about your company's needs, which is why you need this product. And then that starts to change the game, right? Yeah. Chris, what do you do? Can I ask you that question on Brace Yourself?
I'm in construction. I own an installation and abatement contracting firm.
Awesome.
We're based in, we're on Long Island, but we do most of our work in Manhattan. So,
but if you're like pitching a build or something, it's like those, I mean, I'm just putting in that example. I'm sure there are people who do that better on your team than other people.
Yeah, no, for sure. Some people have, I hate to call it either the gift of gab and the right personality to do it. I think, a strong personality is good in some aspects. Sometimes it's not. It really depends upon who you have that relationship with on the other side of the deal. If you're friendly with them, the conversation is very easy. If you don't know them, it takes work. And, if you believe in what you're selling, it's very, very easy, I find. Yeah. If you can sell your company, you believe in it, then it's not acting for me. It's genuine and it's real. If they need that service, then we're there to provide that service to them. And that's kind of the rapport I want from them. Yeah. If you can have an open, easy communication with them, it makes the deal easier. And listen, you may not get every deal. It certainly happens, but you'll get more than you want.
No, for sure. So it's that Broadway at Work kind of covers that stuff. And Blake is an amazing partner. And we have such a great time working together on that side of the business. And so it's been, it's really fun to work on so many different kinds of things in the, in the 10 hours I sit at this desk every day now.
So now when the Broadway working with the kids, right? Broadway workshop, how long have you been doing that?
Broadway workshop, we started in 2007. So 14 years, almost 15 years. Yeah, almost 4. I think we're 14. So it's been going on. I've been working with kids since probably 2003 was, I think, my first job working with kids. And, so I've always been kind of directing and working and spending time with theatrical kids. And even when I was a performer, because I was a kid performer, when I was an adult and there was a kid in the show, I would always really do my best to take care of them. And I would, make sure that they were cool and they were having a good time. And I might go up to the director and be like, he's got to go home. This kid's going to lose it. So, there's just I've always had a sense of looking out for the kid in the show or whatever. So it just was a natural progression to the business. And I kind of like stage parents for the most part. And I think the kids that are drawn to theater are really interesting kids in general.
I would agree. Do you ever miss the acting part of it? Do you ever miss being on the stage, or are you really comfortable with what you are doing now?
A few years ago, I got hired to play the lead. There's only one actor. It's a one-man show called Santaland Diaries, and it's a David Sedaris book that turned into a play. And I had always wanted to do that. It was my dream to do it. And this theater called me and asked me if I would play the elf in the show and go to North Carolina and do this for a month. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I came out of retirement and I went and did it. And it was a miserable experience from beginning to end because what it was that I was missing was not performing. It was being backstage with actors, going to dinner after the show, kikiing, hanging out, playing celebrity after the show, all of the things that the social aspect of theater, being on a break in rehearsal is what I missed. I didn't miss me performing. And so when you're doing a one-person show and then the show's over, you're in your dressing room, you're like, good show, man. There's nobody. There's nobody there. So It became very clear to me that I wasn't really missing performing. I was missing the social aspect of theater. And because I'm a control freak, directing checks that kind of box for me. So I've not, if the right thing came up or if someone called me, they're like, I use this example because it's the perfect example. If the opportunity of play Timon in The Lion King opened up for 6 months, I would do that in 2 seconds and not think twice about it. But, I'm not really interested in the grind part of it or waiting in a hallway with my audition book. Those days are not coming back.
Yeah, that's the tough part. And then when I tried to get back into it a little bit myself after high school, if you're out of the game for a while, you're really out of the game. It changed.
What do you think you lose? Do you think you lose? I mean, it's a skill. I mean, do you think you lose that?
I don't think you lose the skill. I think you lose you don't know how the game has changed. So, when I was a kid, you used to go in, you used to have your little sheet music, you used to sing your song. Now it's there's a lot. It's a lot. Now a lot of it is Actors Access is this thing that you can check roles that you're matched with and you submit for them. And it's.
Well, here's a question, and it's for Mark as well. Do you think having a workshop like you do now would have helped Row back in the day, or was it the same type of stuff when you were a kid? Was there somewhere to go
No,
to
there
kind of
was-
learn?
No, there was nothing like this, certainly
No.
pre-Annie. And the only reason why, you know, voice lessons became such a big deal for little kids was because of Annie. Like there was not a moment before that, like really where kids had to sing like that. And be able to sustain that 8 shows a week. There was no alternates then. You know, they did, you know, Roseanne, did you do 8 shows a week when you played the role on tour?
8 shows a week for a year and a half.
And you traveled, and that's on top of like, you know, taking your luggage out and being in a new city with all your friends, like, you know, and having sleepovers and whatever. It was, I'm sure, exhausting, but they would never do that now. They would never make the kid do 8 shows a week. That's insanity. But yeah,
would have made me insane if I had to share the role with anyone.
Yeah.
Like I loved that I did and I only missed one time I missed about a week's worth of performances because I had the flu, and I missed one performance because of the chicken pox.
Oh.
And my mother will tell you that I was the most miserable person on the planet,
Right.
knowing that the show was going on and I was not on that stage.
Yeah, it's gotta be
I was like a maniac.
yeah. I mean, I think if it's set up in the beginning and you know you're splitting, or you know you're Annie, you do Wednesday and Saturday matinee, like you know what your schedule is, then everyone knows what the deal is going in. What happens with kids that you can't do is you can't change the game mid, you know, you can't hire someone for 8 and say, actually, you're only going to do 6, because then that's going to make the kid crazy. And in a couple weeks, Joanna Pasiti, who was very famously fired from the 20th anniversary Annie, is going to be on my podcast. We recorded last night. It was a really exciting interview because she really told her story, I think. And I don't know if she's really done that before, of, you know, kind of looking back at it now, of what was really done to her, how it affected her life, and, you know, losing that job in a very high profile way. The whole entire process was being filmed by Nightline for ABC. And so the world knew she was going to be the next Annie. She was crowned the next Annie. And then to lose that job publicly was, you know, at 12 is a lot to wrap your brain around. So that has really affected, you know, her entire career. And she's very smart. She's a beautiful woman. She has kids. She's got it together, but man, in the wrong hands, that could have gone very south.
Well, I mean, I have to tell you that even on my last night on tour, and I knew it was my last performance, and I came off the stage, and they literally took the dress, took the wig, put it on the new girl, took her out to the lobby to take, you know, promotional photos. And people are going, oh my God, you were so good. You were so good. And I'm like, hey, that was me.
Right.
That's really tough for a kid to kind of, how 1 minute you're everything. And then the next minute it's like, okay, safe trip home.
I do think they take care of kids in a much better way now, which is amazing. The business has come really far. But, you know, it's still a job, and no kids don't have jobs normally. So ideally, and there's a lot of responsibility. And I don't know if it's every kid and every parent and every family's cut out for it. But, you know, I'm very fascinated by the kids who do one show and then their parents are like, nope, we're not auditioning anymore. And it might not be the kid. It might be the mom saying like, this is going to make a monster. And so it's just about figuring that out. And then the kids who go from show to show to show, and then it stops. It's like, well, who am I now if I don't have a job? Which is not something that, you know, most 12-year-olds have to worry about.
It's a very difficult, and I'm sure you went through it a little bit, but it is kind of difficult to go from you're a performer and you're on the stage and you're doing all this great stuff, and then now you're just another kid in junior high or in high school. You know?
And then puberty happens, and it's a really cute moment for everybody. So they go from being the cutest kid in the world, superstar, to like they don't recognize themselves, and no one wants them to be in any shows. And it's like it all is all happening so fast.
It's like
putting everything out of my cold dead hands. Yes.
Although I think kids today, when they get a break, if you will, because of social media and because there's just so much media out there, their name becomes bigger You know, like I think of if I had done Annie during this time, if that movie, and I was a kid, I'd probably be, you know, much more famous.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. I'd be famous.
Yeah. Well,
you know what famous? Hey, listen, you're in a movie that I've watched 3 million times, and so not everybody can say that.
That is true.
I am. I'm very lucky with that. So you start Broadway Workshop, pandemic hits, you start a podcast. Is that the order of things?
Broadway Workshop for a good 12 years before the pandemic. So we did okay. Actually, it's been great. Like because what's really cool is that we have a really big Instagram following. And once classes were available to anyone in the world, because it was all virtual, it was a totally new game. We would start a class and a kid would be like, I'm in California, I'm in Bangladesh, I'm in like Shanghai. And we'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like it was so special because these kids had been following us, but not being able to like participate in a workshop on, 36th and 8th Avenue. So we opened up our world to kids all over the world. And that's been really amazing. And so virtual has not been so bad for us. And I believe we'll continue to offer that long after we're out of masks and back in real life, just to make it easier for people. And the podcast started maybe, 4 weeks before COVID. And that's actually a really good thing for podcasts too. I mean, podcasts have gone up and blown up in a way that has been really exciting because people are listening, people are home, people are going for walks, people are, so it was easier to build a fan following in a very niche. I mean, my podcast is about kids who grew up in the business. That is a very niche market. And so, I didn't know if anyone would listen at all, but it's okay. We just passed 40,000 downloads. I'm very happy about it. It's been great.
That's awesome.
Where can people find your podcast?
Yes. So you can go everywhere. We're on Apple, we're on Stitcher, we're on Spotify. You can go right to the Broadway Podcast Network website and you'll see Little Me. You can listen to it. It'll stream right there. But Apple Podcasts is the way to do it because that's how your podcast is judged by how it's doing is Apple rating and things like that. So everybody, and you can go to Little Me Podcast on Instagram. We have a really kind of fun Instagram there. And so that's how you can find the podcast.
Great. And I love your graphic. It looks just like you.
Doesn't he look like me?
Where'd you get, look at the mug.
It's awesome.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. It really is.
Yes. So that's Glenn Hansen, who's one of the greatest illustrators that is working today, did the graphic for me. I'm very lucky that we had Glenn work on that. Yeah.
So, Marc, when we can be back in person and we're sitting out in the lovely backyard by the pool or sitting by the fireplace, would you take a trip out to Long Island and come be on the show?
Listen, my family's there. I'm there all the time. I have a car.
Wow.
Yes. I'm in Westbury a lot. Yes. And I love Long Island. It's just right there. So close.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and keep working with the kids. I think it's really wonderful that they have somebody who's in their corner and really giving them sound, positive advice and helping them because it can take a toll on a kid. And maybe I was just one of the lucky ones, but it's good that you're doing what you're doing and really teaching them not only the skills they need, but how to have a job at a young age.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really an awesome gig. So if anyone's interested in finding out more about Broadway Workshop, you can go to BroadwayWorkshop.com. Also follow it on Instagram at Broadway Workshop. And I'm very easy to find too at Marc Tumminelli, my name on Instagram and Facebook and all the things. And I say yes to a lot of stuff. So feel free, people. Ask me to do your thing.
You said, did say yes to big stuff. You'll be when I drag my company there and we're doing a production.
We're gonna do it. I'm telling you, team building. You'll have builders building in ways they never have before because they've done like improv and learned a dance routine to Jersey Boys. Who knows? We have fun.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Well, Marc, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out.
Thank you. Guys, keep building the show and keep doing the thing. And it's such a pleasure to get to meet you, Roseanne. I'm such a big fan of the movie. And Chris, I hope that we can do some business together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Well, I'm doing it.
I love it.
I'm dragging everybody
I
there.
love it. I think that would be amazing.
I don't know. They'll be
Can
kicking, they'll be kicking and screaming.
Can I come too, even though I don't work for your company?
Oh, no. This is for serious business people. Okay. 100%. What are you talking about?
By the way, so we lost Judy. She's probably still in the other room.
Well, Judy's what?
She was at dinner, but she wanted to do her gem.
Oh, all right.
And she's probably still in the other room. And I don't think I've received any messages from her.
She might still be hanging out. Saying,
she probably has no idea that I hung up on her because we were in the wrong room.
So Mark's a pretty interesting dude. So that's a pretty good deal, man. Like where, you know what, he knew he wasn't happy doing that and just kind of did the pivot. Likes what he's doing now. And it started, my gosh, who knows now? Like, over 15, 16 years. Like, that's pretty good. And then to build on that and branch, see, that's the smart thing. If you can take that, move it to something else. Not it's like, hey, man, we can cut your company and we can just make you guys better. I didn't mean like, selling is acting.
Yeah, no.
But, so it kind of led into.
Well, you have to have you can't just go in and go, hey, you know what? My product's really good. Buy it.
No.
You have to be able to sell it in a way that, and you can only sell something if you truly believe in it.
And then part of it's selling it. The other half of that is then you have to negotiate it.
Yeah.
So it's a couple of different things that you got to do. And I think, experience there is your teacher if you can do it, figure that whole, program out. And, the more you do something, the better you get. You're doing stand-up now, right? So you get much more comfortable, which we're going to segue into what you were doing last week on Thursday night, which is pretty exciting.
It was very exciting.
So that's pretty awesome, right?
Yes, I performed stand-up at Mohegan Sun.
Whoa, that's big time.
Comics Roadhouse, and it was
slayed, right? You just killed it. Did you not?
I think I did a really good job.
Awesome.
And it was the first time I had done 10 whole minutes.
10 minutes. Seems like an eternity when you're standing up there on stage.
It was like,
So do you get your first laugh like immediately?
Yes.
So you have an opener
I have an opener that always gets a laugh.
That always gets
a laugh.
So do you end on like the like your best joke? Do you save that to the end? Or sometimes you just like the crowd's going, I'm going in there.
I just went with the last bit, and then I got a little nervous because the one thing you don't want to do is what somebody taught me early on in comedy is if they tell you 10 minutes, 10 minutes and 5 seconds is okay. But because, you're accounting for hopefully people are laughing. So, but you don't want to run over. And so my last joke, I didn't do. I just said, thanks my time. Thanks very much. And I got to go.
It was like Star.
Yeah. And I didn't get the last joke in. So, but it's okay because
could have done 12 minutes.
I got a lot of laughs in there.
Awesome.
I got a laughs. The
that makes you feel good.
Cinnamon challenge was great. It went over so well.
That's the best.
But
I love that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and then we gambled, and I gave Mohegan Sun all my money.
Yeah, all the
so
whatever you got.
I brought them customers for comedy.
Good.
I paid for my drinks in the club.
Ew.
I ate dinner. I gave them my money. I can't see where I was winning.
Well, you can go to the casino and drink for free.
Well, that's what I did.
Pump you full of oxygen like you talked about.
Yes. Oh my God, it was until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Plenty of free drinks. They just want you at the table, man.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Who are you?
I don't know. I haven't been up until 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can't even tell you how long. But yeah, all the oxygen they're pumping in.
Yeah, you're like wide awake. Like, wow.
And I wasn't drinking wine because wine makes me sleepy. I was drinking vodka.
Yeah, that's my.
I
always go to the clear.
I was with friends and family and Bridget.
And
Bridget killed.
Bridget killed.
Excellent. She was amazing.
That's awesome.
She's so funny.
She's
so good. Oh my God, I just sat in the back, because after I went and then somebody else went and then she went. So I'm sitting in the back, all the way in the back, and I'm just like this, like a big goof, like.
Right, so happy.
Like so proud of her.
That's such a proud moment.
So proud of her.
Do you think it would be better if she came on right after you? Like that mother-daughter duo thing is not out there right now. And I think that you can really.
I do love when the person puts her on
right after.
Right after.
Because then so it's fresh still in their brain.
Yeah.
And you just came up like, look, here's.
But
then the daughter.
It worked this time because there weren't a ton of comics. There were only like 5 comics. So there was me, then Adam Snare.
Okay.
And then Bridget. So.
He chirped it tonight.
He did. He called me past the buck Sorrentino.
Well, it's true.
You know what I have to say to you?
She tries to blame me. Oh, no, I didn't have any time this week. What? What are you talking about? You called me and told me all you're doing this week is working on this.
I did. I worked on it, but it's not just one show. Because we got big news.
We do.
But before we get to the big news, how was your week? Because you had a really exciting week.
I got to go out to Arizona. Got to see my son. Showing out there. It's the first time she's seen him in a little less than a year. But man, oh man, we should all move to Arizona. It's that bloody nice. It was like 80 degrees. Well, it's nice right now. In the summer, it's like you're in the desert.
Yeah.
But it was so beautiful, and the place we stayed at was just really, really nice. And we got to hang out with him and eat and drink all night. It was great. It was great.
Now,
excellent.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So I know because Michelle, misses him. And you miss him, obviously.
Yeah.
But here's my thinking. You miss him. But isn't it more like you're just so excited and happy for him that of the experiences that he's having? Like, isn't this our job as parents?
Yeah, it is. It's just what you said before. It's being proud. It's sitting in the back of the room and watching your daughter blossom in front of your eyes, where you're just like, as a parent, you're pretty stoked about the fact that they have the courage to do what they're doing. You must be doing something right? To go out there, perform, put yourself out. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do. And I don't care what that is, whether you're on stage or
on an ice hockey rink
or a rink or any type of venue, at work or whatever. Proud parents are proud parents, and that's an amazing thing. So where I miss him, he's been gone since he's 15.
Yeah.
Being in Wisconsin for 2 years and then going to Boston and then, right away shooting out to Arizona. So he hasn't lived home since he's
and that's
just
a
turned 16
huge
years old.
sacrifice for you as a parent to make, you and Michelle, because
for sure.
He's young.
Yeah, he was young when he went and those first 15 years, I mean, we were like, travel hockey is a different experience, people. So you're always with that kid. But it doesn't matter whether it's Madison or it's Christopher, and you love them equally, and you're proud of them equally, and I'm happy for him. And he's been able to go out there. Like, I don't know if I would have went to Arizona and chilled out in a place I was just chilling in,
right?
And or going to Green Bay and going to Packer games or going to Boston and having my daughter go to Boston, right? And then we're going up there. So you get to travel the world a little bit. You get to see some different things that you probably wouldn't have seen. I mean, I don't know if I would have ever gone to Dubuque, Iowa. I went to watch hockey. That I did. So, different stuff. But I'm happy for him. He's happy. He's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Mentally, he's in a great spot too. So,
listen,
so good, man. And that's the best thing as a parent. When your kids are mentally good to go, and And I always tell Chris, I preach peace of mind. So you always have to try to achieve peace of mind. So once you have it, it's hard to get, man. Let me tell you. And I never have it because the brain's always working. You're that person. You're that type A person.
Yeah, I don't ever have peace of mind.
This is why we get along so well, because we're always looking and thinking, So I was out there and I was thinking of things to do for the show, and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I thinking about? I'm like,
I know. I'm always like, I'm at work and I'm like, that's a great idea for the show. And I'm getting my phone and I'm like putting it in my phone and I'm like, oh, what did you just?
We're texting each other like I'm sitting on the pool chair, like, oh my god, I had this idea, and it's fun. That's great. That's what we do. So the week was, it was awesome. Can I go back there for another week? 100%.
Well,
beautiful.
I did. I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I performed in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was around Thanksgiving.
Yes,
so
nice then.
It was beautiful during the day, and then it was cold,
a little chilly
at night.
Yeah.
And we actually had Thanksgiving at a dude ranch with the meat on the spit over the
Oh,
open
yeah,
fire,
that's
and
awesome.
went horseback riding,
Yeah.
and did all this really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it was a very cool Thanksgiving.
The plane ride was good. I mean, nothing was crazy. So you know what? Back, quarantini, vaccinated. Now I'm done.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to get me now is maybe COVID-20, not COVID-19. COVID-19's over, people.
I want to say bye-bye to COVID. I am so finished.
Yeah.
Finito.
Yeah.
The masks, everything. I'm done with it.
I was coming up with some ideas for masks.
Were you?
Yeah, so I have these. So masks. So I was thinking.
And then we get a double mask? I can't even stand one mask. You want to
Well, here's
put
what
two?
I'm saying. There's a lot of things we could do with the masks. Because at some point they're going to go away. But you can do a couple of things. You can, you can use it as like a bracelet or a corsage, right? Looks pretty. You can look. Oh, here. Oh, you're here for the prom? Yes. Oh, what do you have? Oh, I have this beautiful black mask.
Oh, well, maybe.
See? And then you can give that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with this thing you could use as a bra.
I was going to say, I think I can.
Like bikini.
Well, I don't know if that would work for me, but.
You want to try it?
I might need
give it a shot? Give it a shot.
I might need a much bigger mask.
Well, all the girls now are wearing these. If you want to be an Instagram star, this is what you have to do.
Okay, so this is what.
Yeah.
I'm not covering much.
Maybe there's bigger masks. See?
Maybe. Wait a minute. What about earmuffs?
You stole my joke. That's Princess Leia.
Oh,
it's a Halloween costume.
That works. That works.
And then you could kind of go thong.
Okay.
I don't want to show that's not good. And then what really these things should be done with, and I was thinking about this, and if anybody steals this idea, like my t-shirt idea, I'm going to be mad. But this should be pine scented and hung, because why not? At this point, when you drive down the street, is not everybody have this hanging on their mirror?
Yeah, it's now the new tree.
Yeah, it's a dream catcher.
Dream catcher. Yeah. It's a nightmare catcher. Right. What
so
it
this
is.
is what I'm saying. Like, we can make these in like vanilla, lavender, new car smell. Why not? I mean,
Christmas scent.
Christmas scent.
You know what? They should be scented. They should actually have like a mint scent to them, so that when you put them on, you don't smell your own breath.
This is it.
Because
why have we not thought of this? Or has somebody already thought of this? And we don't know about it.
I don't know, and I can't find my brace yourself mask.
Forget it, sister. I have it. You ain't getting it.
I don't want it. I just can't find it. I need to find it. I'm sure I have more. Yeah, and so Judy is not here.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna pass on Judy.
We're gonna pass on her. She was going to be, and then I was trying to get her attention when we were having some technical issues, and she was in a restaurant with her friends, and she didn't hear me.
She did not seem to give a shit. She really just did not care.
She was chowing down on Chinese food,
having a great time.
Oh yeah. She was having her Chinese food. It was all kinds of good. So I think we're skipping right to
You're about to get peppered, and you don't even know.
I am about to get peppered.
Pepper's getting peppered right now. Okay. You want to guess because you like to think I theme things around the show. So go ahead. What do you think this week's edition is about?
Well, I mean,
because you think you definitely thought about this. You've tried to figure it out. But go ahead.
Well, I definitely. Oh, you didn't ask him if he was Team Britney.
Yeah. Mark, are you team Free Britney? 100%. You must be.
He has to be.
How can you not be?
So,
and then the dad today filed another lawsuit trying to get paid for the time that he spent as a conservator.
Oh, come on.
Like $20,000 a month because he had a private office and he ran all our.
Brittany, I'll come take care of you for way less.
Poor Brittany, and she finally responded on Instagram. You got to follow Britney Spears on Instagram. This poor kid.
It is amazing.
Poor kid. We're gonna free her.
So it's going to be Broadway themed, I'm thinking.
This is the Easter edition of Pepper Gets Peppered.
Wow.
Because it's what's Sunday?
Sunday is Easter.
And we're on vacation.
And what's today?
What break is this? Kind of spring break.
Spring break. And what's today?
Thursday.
It's first of all, it's April 1st, which is
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
We didn't even do anything.
We didn't. It's also National Burrito Day.
Okay.
Did not know that.
How did you know that?
I looked it up.
Okay. Are we gonna do that like every day? Like every show?
We should have every week should be national, whatever that day is. Yeah.
And then if people have whatever that is, if you have burritos, please send them to us.
Yes.
Via Roseanne Sorrentino.
At
Email.
At
Brace. Yeah, you're going to give that?
At the Brace Yourself Show at gmail.com. I'm going to leave that up. So because, wait a minute, before we get there, because we are going to show a video before we leave, but we are going to have a really cool guest next week.
Oh, people. You don't even know. We're going to give you an update. Can we give the update like after we do the pepper? Because it needs some.
Yes, you're right. And so you're going to want to have that email address.
Yeah, so stick through Pepper Gets Pepper. I think this one's funny.
Stick around.
You know, and
all four of you.
Because there's all four people. All you lifers, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We used to have like superstars that came on every week there. Where are you?
I don't know.
Vicky Ring, what happened?
Yeah, Vicky, we're all right. Well, Peter Michael Storch, always beautiful shirt. Miss Roseanne Sorrentino, thank you,
awesome.
Peter.
He watches everything.
I appreciate that.
Snare was on, which I love. He gave you a shot, which is awesome.
He did.
Okay, so you've been on a roll.
I have.
For the last couple of weeks. You've been very, very good.
Yes.
So this is Easter, so I think you're going to do well. I'm going to start you off with an easy one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What day is Easter Sunday on?
Sunday.
That's excellent. So I just wanted to... We're going to keep the streak alive. Okay. Well done. Well played.
All right.
Just want to make sure you're good with that.
Actually had me think about that because I was like, is he China?
I know. You're always thinking. One day I'm going to get you on that.
You are.
Know. According to a recent Retail Me Not study, what is the top Easter candy of 2021? Multiple choice. Is it A, the Cadbury egg? Is it B, Peeps? Is it C, Reese's peanut butter eggs? Or is it D, jelly beans?
That is a tough one because I could tell you that my favorite Easter treat in order would be Peeps #1, jelly beans, specifically the Starburst jelly beans #2.
They're delicious.
Then the peanut butter cups.
Okay.
Cadbury egg would be the bottom for me.
The bottom. Interesting.
Bottom. So I'm thinking still though, Cadbury egg is probably still #1.
Okay, so the #1, according to this, coming in at 26%, is the Reese's peanut butter eggs.
Really?
Everybody loves peanut butter.
Who doesn't love it? But I didn't really think.
I love it.
Because Cadbury's been around for
yes, and that's why.
Forever.
So #2 on that list is jelly beans at 24%.
But it's gotta be, see, now that's weird. Any kind of jelly beans? For me, it's gotta be the Starburst.
It's just a jelly bean. Well, there's a whole bunch of other jelly beans out there, like the flavored ones.
Don't like
them. Do you ever had like the popcorn flavored ones?
Don't like that. No. If I jelly beans, it's like a jelly.
Surprisingly enough.
You like the black jelly beans?
Yeah, yes.
Love the black jelly beans. Love them.
Yes. Love black jelly beans.
Licorice.
They matter. Now, because people just discard them.
Yeah.
The black jelly beans.
I love them.
Like, do you like Good and Plenty's?
Love Good and Plenty's.
Those, man.
Amazing.
Where are they? Are they still around?
Oh, they're still around. I saw them in the store today. They were
that is not a big Easter basket seller.
No, that is
but what's most surprising out of this whole survey was Peeps came in at the lowest at 14%.
Really?
So you either love Peeps like you do,
love Peeps,
or you don't like Peeps at all. Do you know what the most famous Peep color is?
Yellow.
That is correct.
And
that's not even a question.
Did you ever do a Peep war?
No. What's that?
So you take 2 Peeps, you put them on a paper plate.
Yeah.
Right? And you stick a toothpick into each Peep. Okay. And you put them in the microwave. You put them in the microwave.
Sounds Easterish.
And
put them in the microwave.
And then as they blow up, whichever Peep stabs the other Peep first is the winner.
That's funny. We're doing that. And we're filming it.
Okay.
The first Easter eggs were colored what color and why?
The first Easter eggs were colored, I'm going to say pink. And because it's pink like a bunny.
Negative. It's a little bit more dark than that. It's red, and it's to symbolize the bloodshed of Jesus during the crucifixion. Because this was, this goes back, like, again, another Christian holiday. This is...
I'm trying to keep it light.
Comedy show. Pink and rainbows
Pink
bunnies.
And bunnies.
No, this is red, the blood of Christ.
Okay.
Body of Christ. I mean, this is what we're doing.
Wow. All right.
Easter Island is part of what country? And I will give you the countries. You know it already?
No.
A, Argentina, B, Chile, C, Peru, or D, Ecuador.
Oh, God.
What country owns Easter Island?
Give them to me one
Any
more
of you
time.
guys know?
Give them to me one more time.
Does anybody know?
Give me the country.
I am Argentina, Chile, Peru, or Ecuador.
Peru.
Eh,
Argentina.
eh. You only got 2 left.
Brazil.
I didn't even give you that one, so no. That's a
Ecuador.
definite.
Is it Ecuador?
Ecuador is a no.
All right. What is it?
He got Chile.
Oh, Chile.
So there you go.
Okay.
Venezuela, no. Ecuador,
No. It's Chile.
What are the 40 days before Easter known as? And I'll give you a multiple choice.
I don't need. All right, go ahead.
Resurrection season, A. B, Pentecost. C, Lent. D, the period of time Jose Sorrentino has been off of all social dating sites.
Well, it's Lent, but it could also be D.
And
The period of time I've been off all
all right,
social
so
dating
it's C
sites.
and D.
Yeah, C and D. And Lent. And did you give anything up for Lent?
No,
Me neither.
I didn't.
I was going to give up wine,
You
but
know
then
what?
I thought, that's just silly.
Well, didn't you give up? You're gluten-free now.
Yeah, I am. Gluten, dairy, and soy.
That's some more shit.
It is. Let me tell you something. It's not easy to eat like that.
Who goes hopping down the bunny trail?
Peter Cottontail. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way.
Keep going.
I don't know the rest.
Well,
Oh, you
lucky
have the
for
words?
I brought you the words.
Really?
So, hold on, before you sing it, I didn't rewrite the words. If I was smart enough, I would have, and I didn't. But in 1950, what famous singer recorded it and made number 3 on the charts?
In what year?
1950. Believe it or not.
Well, wait. Male or female?
What?
Male or female recording artist?
I'll give you a male. Also recorded, I want to say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And they recruited him to do this, and it was a hit.
I don't know. Earl Ives? I don't know.
No.
Who?
Gene Autry.
Gene Autry.
I actually gave that as a multiple choice. I had A, Burl Ives, B, Elvis, C, Gene Autry, or D, Britney Jean Spears. But she wasn't alive, so that was kind of just a throwaway. It was just a way to get
That's that one.
It was a way to get her into the show.
That's that one answer that you know is definitely not correct.
Yeah, that
Definitely
one,
not
like,
correct.
it's definitely not that one. So I was going to ask you, what does Peter Cottontail have for Tommy? Because it's part of the song.
Okay, he's got jelly beans.
He's got jelly beans. So you want to try singing that one more time?
So here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way.
Now you go.
Bringing every girl and boy baskets full of Easter joy, things to make your Easter bright and gay.
Can't say that anymore.
He's got jelly beans for Tommy, colored eggs for Sister Sue. I don't even know if this is how it's going.
This is it.
There's an orchid for your mommy and an Easter bonnet
too. We said what?
Is anybody still watching?
Hello? Is this?
Hey, here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, happy Easter day.
And there you have it.
All right.
Anytime I can get you to sing, I think it's a successful Pepper Gets Fed. And that's it, man. That's the Easter edition. So it wasn't
Easter
terrible.
edition. It wasn't. No, not at
I
all.
think
Not
it was
at all.
pretty good.
No, it was
I think you
great.
did a good job there.
It was great. And
because I knew you would think I was going to go Broadway on you.
yeah.
You know,
You totally
there's a lot of other facts with
you threw me
Easter.
for a
There's a lot of trivia with Easter, but at some point you got to cut it off because what are we going, an hour and 30 minutes?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was looking at our analytics today on YouTube, and
Analytics. We have analytics.
and the average person watches 28 minutes of this show.
Really? That's pretty good.
It is. I don't know what 28 minutes they're watching, but It's 28 minutes. So
do you think we lose them in 28 minutes, or they'll watch it? They're coming on late.
I don't know. I don't know.
I wonder where we lose them.
Probably after hello.
The opening.
The opening, and
It'll be
then
funny
like
if the opening
we're
was
out.
28 minutes, and then it's
It's
and
like,
everybody was gone.
I'm out. But I'm hoping that the people who are still watching will share the word and spread the word
Yeah, man.
that next week, for sure, 100%, we are going to have.
Why don't you just play it?
All right.
Because, well, let's go back.
Okay.
So we had a situation where
Talk to me.
we just had to do our thing.
Mhm.
Like, we thought we got stood up, but we didn't know what happened, and we really didn't. And this is what happened.
This is what happened.
Everybody,
So here it is.
All three
Pay
of you,
attention.
all four of you peer on this.
Hello, everyone. This is Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times, and I want to apologize to Roseanne's viewers and all of her fans and my fans for March 18th. I wrote down the wrong date. It has nothing to do with her. It was me. But I'm so sorry, and I will be there, and I'm going to make it up to you guys on April 8th. Me and Roseanne will be on together. I love you guys.
Doing it.
So
She's on.
she's on. She was so lovely. She was so lovely.
So what happened? So we didn't even hear back because I was texting Ro on Friday. Like, have you heard? Like,
No,
what happened?
no.
We
And
didn't
then
hear.
I was like getting worried. I was
We
like,
were
I hope
something went down.
it's okay.
And then on Saturday,
I got an email from her assistant who said, please call me, and called. And there was a whole mix up with the date and the team that works the email. And just sometimes when the connections aren't made. And she got on the phone and she was so, so nice. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And I said, listen, I'm just glad you're okay. I'm glad nothing happened. And so we picked April 8th. April 8th worked for her. It works for us. So she is going to be on.
next
and we're
Thursday,
super excited.
Man, I'm stoked up for this one.
Yes.
This is a good one.
Because we still have our questions. And so Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times. Now, all you people our age, you know who that is. But if you don't, go back. Come on. You know how to use
It's a big
Google.
deal, man. 70s
go.
comedy. It's the best.
It was a groundbreaking, iconic show.
For sure.
And we're going to talk all about it. And this could be one of our longest interviews because I think there's a lot to
delve into
lot
with
to
her.
talk
I did
about.
a lot of studying now. It gives me another week to study.
Yes, I get another week to even find more information out.
Yeah. So pretty interesting career, and being the it girl back then, it's a real wild ride. So tune in.
Tune in, and
miss this one.
we will take questions.
You know
on the air, but if you email us questions, we can
ask Bernadette.
We can ask her and get your answer. And I will put the email.
You want to know about JJ Walker? Send us an email.
Yeah, I'm going to put the email on my Facebook and Instagram. Chris is going to put it on his Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. Cool.
What?
I got a shot today.
Oh, today? No, you didn't. You liar.
This is. Listen, yeah, I'll post it up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And so just send us, email, and not just for this, but anything. What are your thoughts? What do you want to see?
Yeah.
What do you want? You want us to do something crazy?
What? Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
And so we're going to close out the show with just one more time. I want to. Where is that?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for our sponsor. Where's my picture?
Oh yes, we have. Where's our sponsor?
Is this
Should we
it?
do that at the end, beginning of the end?
We should do it actually right before the guest usually, but here's
There
our
it is.
sponsor.
Here's our sponsor.
Okay, let me take away
Take
our
away our banner.
banner so you can see it. This is Sleepover Fairies. We are actually going to be working with Allison. She is getting ready.
Awesome.
She's getting ready. She's booking parties. And it doesn't have to just be kid sleepovers.
Yeah,
it
no.
can be bachelorette parties.
This is a
adult
grown-up
parties.
thing too. So if you want a sleepover fairy, this is it.
This is it. 631-383-3848. That is the number. Start booking now because it books up fast.
Yeah, book now, and then if you say brace yourself, hello,
Yeah. You get a discount.
You get a little discount. Like, why wouldn't you? And who's going to be the first one to do that?
And say, brace yourself. I want a sleepover fairy party.
Flyfield, is it you? Who is it?
Maybe it is. 631-383-3848.
Somebody.
Snare. Snare, you could use a sleepover party. What do you think? What do you think, Snare?
I don't know.
I don't know. He could be passed out in his French fries right now. Who knows?
Wow.
I don't know. And can I do some shameless plugs before we go?
Hells yeah. I was going to ask you about your comedy gigs. You got some stuff coming up. Which one am I going to? We had that conversation.
We did.
I'm going.
All right, so I have one April 9th, which is next Friday. I'm at Governor's Little Room.
Busy.
April 17th.
Busy.
Broadway Comedy Club in Manhattan, and it is also kind of like a contest.
Oh.
So the winner.
Last comic standing?
Well, the winner gets a 1 to 2 month residency at Broadway Comedy Club,
What?
and then somebody else gets to be on some pro shows, which means you don't have to secure your own guests, your own.
That's a whole nother world.
That is a whole other world. And April 24th, which is Adam's farewell show at the Loft in Belmore. So
Where is Adam going?
Adam's going to Florida.
Why do you want to? Well, I know why he's going. Escape this place.
Yeah. So I think that's the one you have to come to. 24th.
I thought I said I was going next Friday.
Are you?
I don't know. I'm going to something.
All right.
I don't know if I can heckle from the crowd. Have you ever dealt with a heckler yet?
I haven't had to deal with a heckler yet. I've got some things ready. Oh, Rich Fifield says, brace myself, I'm getting a sleepover fairy. You won't
This
be
is
disappointed.
fantastic.
You won't be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed.
So that's what's happening. Big stuff coming down the pike.
Yeah, guys.
Very exciting. And we will be back next week.
Yeah.
With Bernadette. Good show. Welcome back. Missed you. Missed our
check
show.
out Marc Tumminelli, all his good
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Check out his
That's
podcast.
pretty
He's
good.
had some really interesting people.
Yeah.
And
If you're into Broadway like myself, this is the place to be. And listen. It is. I have Broadway friends. You laugh, man. I'm telling you, John Bolton.
you and John Bolton. You know, he should be coming back to New York. We got to find out if he's vaccinated. We got to get him out by the pool.
Yeah, we need to start doing some live shows.
Yes.
We have some other cool things coming up too that we're working on.
We do.
Which will be fun.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Keep tuning in. And
I mean,
everybody,
what else are you doing on Thursday?
what else? I can't think of anything else. So thanks for tuning in, folks.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Happy Easter.
Happy
And
Easter.
happy
Wash your
National-
keister.
National Burrito Day. Happy Easter. Wash your keister.
I don't know.
I love it.
It just flows nicely.
Take care, folks.
Bye.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah, we're on.
I think we're off.
We do this every week.
You think we know? Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
off.
off.
We're off, definitely.
You were awesome.
No, I couldn't do it without you. Stop.
You're
Come on,
unbelievable.
stop.
You're amazing.
Everybody loves
It's
you.
you. No,
Everybody
it's
loves
you.
you.
It's not me. It's you.
It's
Trust
Rowan, Chris.
me. Listen.
I
Look
think
at
we're
you.
still on.
No, we're off. We gotta be off.